Many people imagine the queen as a powerful monarch commanding millions of ants. Science tells a very different story. The queen does not lead, she sustains life.
If you bend down and see an ant carrying a crumb of food, you might think, just a tiny creature, acting purely on instinct. But the truth is this: right beneath your feet, an entire society may be thriving, far more complex than you ever imagined. An ant nest is not a random hole in the ground. It is a precisely structured construction built little by thousands, sometimes millions, of individuals. Inside an ant nest, you will often find nursery chambers, where eggs and larvae are cared for like newborns. Food storage areas, supplies saved for harsh conditions. The queen's chamber, deeply hidden and heavily protected. Waste zones, garbage and dead bodies are kept far from living spaces. Tunnel systems, designed for ventilation, drainage, and structural stability. What's truly astonishing is this: there is no blueprint, no architect, no commander giving construction orders. And yet, the nest is durable, efficient, and astonishingly well designed. A human society without rules collapses. For ants, the same principle applies. To survive, an ant society must have clear division of labor, strict organization, individuals who are not free to choose their roles, but are born into them. From the moment they are larvae, ants are biologically guided toward a destiny, to become a queen, or a worker, or a soldier, or a male ant. No competition, no rebellion, no questions asked. In the world of ants, the survival of the individual always comes second to the survival of the colony. This is what amazes scientists the most. No king, no government, no central command. And yet, millions of ants move in perfect order, coordinate seamlessly, respond instantly to danger. The secret lies in chemical signals called pheromones. Each ant leaves scent trails as it moves, detects chemical messages from others, reacts to smells, not spoken commands. A single ant is not intelligent, but the colony as a whole is. This phenomenon is known as collective intelligence, when many simple individuals create an extraordinary system. In an ant society, if no one removes waste, disease spreads rapidly. If no one cares for larvae, the next generation disappears. If no one defends the nest, the colony is wiped out. No role is unnecessary. No individual is meaningless. Each ant needs only to perform its role correctly, and the colony survives storms, disasters, predators, and time itself.
Part 2. The queen ant, the silent heart of the entire kingdom. If the ant nest is a living city, then the queen ant is not its ruler, but the single life source that allows the city to endure over time. Many people imagine the queen as a powerful monarch commanding millions of ants. Science tells a very different story. The queen does not lead, she sustains life. The queen does not give orders. She does not forage. She does not build. Her one and only role, reproduction. A queen can lay hundreds to thousands of eggs each day. Every ant in the colony is her offspring. This creates an extremely strong biological bond within the colony. The queen is essentially the living engine that sustains the entire society. The extraordinary lifespan of a queen ant. While worker ants live only months, soldier ants live a few years. Queen ants can live 10 to over 30 years, depending on the species. If the queen dies, the colony loses its ability to reproduce. The population slowly declines. And eventually, the society collapses. A life spent deep inside the nest. After mating, the queen loses her wings, retreats deep into the nest, and rarely ever leaves again. She lives in a special chamber, heavily protected, constantly fed and cleaned by worker ants. Her entire energy is devoted to continuous egg production. Control through hormones, not commands. The queen influences the colony through chemical hormones, not orders. These hormones prevent workers from reproducing, maintain social stability, keep each ant aware of its role. When the queen weakens or disappears, social order begins to break down. Internal conflict can arise. This proves one thing: the queen rules not by power, but by biology. The birth of a queen. Every queen begins as a normal larva. The difference lies in nutrition and hormonal development. During the mating season, young queens take flight, mate a mirror, and attempt to found new colonies. Thousands are born. Only a few survive to build a new kingdom.
If the queen is the silent heart, then worker ants are the living body of the entire kingdom. Without workers, an ant colony is nothing more than an idea that never becomes reality. Worker ants make up 90 to 95% of the colony's population. They do not reproduce, hold no titles, rarely receive recognition. Yet they are the builders, caretakers, providers, and daily sustainers of life. In ant society, workers are not the lowest class. They are the foundation. Worker ants are female, but biologically unable to reproduce. This is not a choice, but the result of queen hormones and larval nutrition. In the world of ants, workers are born to work. There is no alternative path, no individual ambition. Value is defined by contribution, not reproduction. Worker ants construct the nest. They dig tunnels, reinforce walls, expand chambers, regulate airflow and humidity. Without blueprints or commanders, they create structures that are durable, efficient, and adaptive. Millions of small actions become one perfectly functioning system. Workers search for food and transport it back. They explore vast areas, mark trails with pheromones, share information instantly. When one ant finds food, it feeds the entire colony, not itself. This is not kindness. This is collective survival. Workers tend to eggs, larvae, pupae. They clean, move, feed, and protect them. Without workers, the next generation cannot survive. Workers also remove waste, isolate sick ants, dispose of dead bodies. Cleanliness is survival. A dirty nest is a doomed nest. A single worker ant has a tiny brain, but as a group, they make precise decisions, adapt rapidly, solve complex problems. This is collective intelligence, where coordination outweighs individual thinking.
If worker ants build life, then soldier ants are the ones willing to die for it. They do not forage. They do not raise larvae. They do not build. They exist for one purpose only, to fight. Soldier ants are built differently. Oversized heads, massive, steel-like mandibles, thick, armored bodies. Every trait serves a single mission: stop intruders before they reach the nest. They do not choose this role. It is biologically programmed from the larval stage. A vibration, a strange scent, an unfamiliar movement. Alarm pheromones are released within seconds. Instantly, workers retreat. Larvae are moved deeper inside. Soldiers rush to the front. No discussion, no fear, no delay. Their reaction is faster than thought. Fierce battles erupt daily at colony entrances. Soldiers lock their mandibles onto enemies. Some species spray burning acid. Others sacrifice themselves to block invasion routes. Many soldier ants know they will die, yet charge forward anyway. In ant society, the death of one is an acceptable cost for the survival of all. In some species, soldier ants possess flat, shield-like heads. When attacked, they wedge themselves into the nest entrance, turning their bodies into living doors. Nothing gets through, but retreat is impossible. One position, one mission, one life. There are no generals, no shouted orders, yet soldier ants know when to advance, when to hold, when to sacrifice, all guided by chemical signals and collective instinct. Alone, a soldier ant is simple. Together, they form a ruthless, precise defense force. Soldier ants live shorter lives than queens and face far greater danger than workers. But every moment of their existence has meaning, defense, no recognition, no legacy, just survival for the colony.
In ant society, there is one group rarely remembered. They do not build. They do not forage. They do not defend. Yet the genetic future of the entire species depends on them. They are male ants, born only to leave. From the moment they emerge, male ants carry a different destiny. They have no lasting role, no place in daily colony life. They are born not to belong, but to depart. They grow quickly, waiting for one single moment in their entire existence. The fateful flight, a wedding in the sky. When the breeding season arrives, often after warm rain, thousands of males and young queens rise into the air. This is not a journey. It is a final departure. No return. no second chance. Mating and death by design. In a brief moment in the sky, a male mates with a young queen, transfers all his genetic material, completes his sole purpose, and then, exhausted, he falls to the ground and dies alone. No return to the nest, no care, no remembrance. This death is not an accident. It is nature's design. One life, one chance. Unlike queens who live decades, or workers who labor for years, a male ant lives briefly, has only one chance to matter. Failure means nothing remains. Success means his genes live on, through an entire new kingdom. Bodies on the ground. After the mating flight, the ground is scattered with dead males. No one collects them. No one mourns. Yet in evolution, this is not tragedy. It is ruthless efficiency. Nature remembers only continuation. A haunting truth. Some lives exist only to fulfill a single moment. But that moment is enough to shape the future of a species. Male ants leave no monuments, no glory. They leave life itself.
When we look at a single ant, it appears fragile, simple, and limited. But when we observe an entire colony as one unified system, we are witnessing one of the most astonishing phenomena in biology: collective intelligence. In human societies, there are leaders, laws, central control systems. In ant societies, there is no king, no general, no central brain. Yet the colony can make accurate decisions, adapt rapidly, respond effectively to sudden environmental changes. The answer is simple but profound. No single ant is intelligent, but the colony is. Ants do not communicate with sound. They communicate through pheromones, chemical signals. Every action leaves a trace. Finding food, laying scent trails, detecting danger, releasing alarm pheromones, needing help, emitting aggregation signals. Each ant reacts only to the signals it senses, but thousands of tiny reactions combine into large-scale decisions. No commands, no long-term planning, only constant feedback with the environment. When facing choices such as, which path is shorter? Which food source is better? Which exit is safer? Instead, they explore multiple options, reinforce successful paths with stronger pheromone trails, gradually abandon less efficient choices. The result: the colony selects the optimal solution even though no single ant understands why. This principle is known as decentralized optimization. Thanks to collective intelligence, ants have survived for over 100 million years, adapted to deserts, rainforests, and modern cities, become one of the most abundant biomasses on Earth. Ants are not powerful as individuals. Ants are powerful because of coordination. Lose one ant, the colony endures. Lose coordination, the society collapses. Today, humans study ants to design artificial intelligence systems, optimize traffic and logistics networks, develop swarm robotics, solve complex problems without centralized control. Ants achieved all of this millions of years before humans ever existed. Power does not come from great individuals. Power comes from correct connections among ordinary ones. In ant society, queens reproduce, workers labor, soldiers sacrifice, males disappear, but collective intelligence binds them all together. It is the true soul that allows the society to survive, evolve, and endure. Ants teach us that you don't need to be extraordinary to be valuable. You don't need to lead to make an impact. You only need to be in the right role and cooperate effectively. A tiny individual can help create a truly great society.